Hi, I just wanted to talk about Marianne Williamson and everything she's been doing in the news lately, the debate. It's been really interesting, the response to it. So I think a lot of the responses have been centered around comedy, that she's comedic, that she's not real in a sense, that she's some sort of caricature and not to be taken seriously, which I think is very telling for where we are in America, where we are in the world, because we're supposed to be the richest nation and one of the most developed countries. And the fact that people aren't taking her seriously, to me, is really sad. I would love for her to be president. I think what we need is a huge change. The people who often want power are usually in it for their own gain. They have all this ego inside of them. And I'm talking about Eckhart Tolle kind of ego, and not just wanting to be the biggest and the best like the president we have now. So I just wanted to go over a few things, and I I know she's not going to win, but I wish she could. She's not gonna even be the Democratic nominee, I'm sure, or else I would vote for her. Even though, similar to what happened with Hillary, I didn't vote for Hillary. I know I was supposed to vote for Hillary, but uh, I couldn't. I just couldn't handle like living with myself, knowing I voted for Hillary. I want change, and I knew that Hillary was going to be more of the same. She wasn't going to be disrespectful like Trump, but she was going to support policies that I know weren't going to be in my best interest. So, one point I wanted to go over is, so the reason people are reacting so negative to Marianne Williamson when she's talking about love is the answer, and um, we need a big change, is because most people are disconnected from God. Even though I said in one of my other videos, everyone has spirit inside of them. Everyone has a piece of God inside of them. God lives in all of us. Um, People don't feel it. They don't remember it. And so they kind of live their lives with their own autonomy and independence, thinking that they are in control of everything, even though they're not. There's a reason for everything. And it's really unfortunate that we're not there, but I think it's part of the greater plan. So we're on track as a species, humanity, and we're just at the point now where what Marianne Williamson is saying does not reach a larger audience. So the people who, like me, understand I am God, even though I'm not God. God is in me. I'm part of the whole universe, and I can effect a sort of change. And everything in my life is an opportunity for me to grow and evolve more spiritually. Most people don't think that way. And so it's not surprising that they are having this reaction to her, making jokes out of her and the way she speaks. It like breaks my heart. It like breaks my heart because I really like her. Her book, Return to Love, I like read that, I don't know, once every 6 months. Audiobook. It's just the best. It's just the best. When she talks about love has no opposite, and if we were to give it an opposite, the opposite would be fear. Like, most people are living in fear. They're waiting for the next thing to come that's going to screw up their life even more. So America has this two-party system, Democrats and Republicans, even though they have a host of others, Green Party, Libertarian, a bunch of others. Like, there's always like dozens and dozens of people running for president every year. Nobody knows about them because the media only pays attention to Republicans and Democrats for whatever reason. They're the ones with the most money, so that's how it happens. I often compare the two. I know that a lot of people who are Democrats don't see any comparison to Republicans, because Republicans have taken a mode of aggression behind their fear. Whereas Democrats typically circumvent that, change it around, and decide to attack with their policies. But both sides attack. I'm fine with acknowledging that Republicans incite violence, and the result is often murder of actual people when they do. But I think I want you to understand, from a base level, not what the followers do in the end, but from a base level, both sides are giving very similar messages. Republicans are saying they're the enemy, Democrats are saying they're the enemy. That's what I mean. I know the end result is not the same, but the idea behind it is the same, and everything starts with an idea. So as long as each side is saying that the other side is the enemy, there will be no resolution. If you are looking at the other person as an enemy and not someone that you can work with, you won't work with them. There will always be some kind of fight, some kind of antagonistic behavior. And I think Marianne Williamson is a great middle ground to that. It's not truly a middle ground because she's not even in the playing field with them. She is on another wavelength. Marianne Williamson and people like her are on another wavelength. They see humanity, America, the earth in a different way than most people do, because most people are sheep. And I believe everyone will be enlightened one day here on earth. We will have heaven on earth. But until then, right now, most people are sheep. Most people are swayed easily by the people they watch on the news, by the celebrities that they follow, by the people in their life. Very few people branch out and become wolves. But regardless of that, everyone has an opportunity to see what's going on right now, and to, instead of laughing at Marianne Williamson, deciding that they want to pay attention, that they're curious about what she's doing. It's not necessary, and I don't think most people will. I don't think most people are even paying attention to who's running for president right now, because it's not so early, but it's not next year. So it'll be interesting to see how long she lasts in the race, and to see how much attention she gets. I think one of the ladies, I don't watch SNL, but I know I was watching one of those white guys, comedian people, a late night show, had a comedian on who was imitating, mocking, in my opinion, Marianne Williamson and the way she speaks, and really simplifying I know she even talks simple. I think, yeah, she talks very straightforward, but the comedian was oversimplifying what she was saying and making a mockery out of it. And I don't know, that it makes me so uncomfortable, because I'm a very spiritual person and I see the world in a very similar way that Marianne Williamson does, and it just reminds me that I'm weird. And I'm okay with being weird, but I usually don't think about it. But Marianne Williamson has similar policy ideas as Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I like both of their policies, but as people, they're just not as evolved as Marianne Williamson. And with her evolution and her understanding of what it is that people really need, what we need is God. And I know everyone doesn't believe in God, and doesn't want God to be mixed with, what the government is doing. I think she has a way of talking about God that's different to most people. And because she understands that God is not this white guy in the sky. You know what I mean? She knows that there's a force. It's probably better to think of God as a force. I'm thinking about not even using the term God anymore, and just going to being, or the universe, or consciousness, because it's not like an entity. God is not an it even, or an entity. Like, God is so much bigger than we can even imagine. that I think she understands that God, being the universe, is a force that works in different ways. And so you don't have to believe in God for God to work. You know what? Like, you can just be yourself and just acknowledge that things in your life are happening for a reason. And the reasons are like beyond your understanding, but it's always an opportunity for you to grow as a human being in your experience here on earth. So I just think it's really like unfortunate that she isn't being given a real chance, but I like to reframe things from a gratefulness perspective. And she and some of the other candidates are talking about things that 2 years ago even people would have never thought there would be, like reparations. People who are descendants of slaves in America definitely need reparations. Like, I think that's a no-brainer, but I'm black, and she's white, and she gets it, and I know she would find a way to get it done. We have a military that uses trillions of dollars. The U.S. government puts aside trillions of dollars for their military. Having a military that needs that amount of money is based in fear. We have to fight, protect, because somebody's going to take what belongs to us. Oh my gosh. We're not at the point where we're living in peace. I get why we need a military, but I also know that there is a way to get health care for all. That there is a way to give reparations. Black people need land, they need opportunities, they need the majority, white people, to stop creating laws that are explicitly for the oppression of black people. Like, that would just be nice. I would like that. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. We're only in July 2019. I am very interested in what's going to turn out about the presidential race next year. I'll be following, and I will definitely be following how long Marianne Williamson stays in the race, stays campaigning, because it's just, I know she's not going to win, but I think it's really a great sign that she's even in the race, and that the things that she's talking about right now are being televised, that she even got to the Democratic debates is really wonderful. So I'm excited. But I'm sad because I wish she would win. I mean, she's a white woman. Like I don't want a white man to be president again. How many have y'all had? Like 44, 43, 40, whatever. I'm so tired of white men. Okay, I'll take a white woman this time over a white man. So we'll see. Thank you for watching, listening.